in Bloemfontein. The full bulletin at 2 o'clock.
Otherwise, on SAfm.
Zyaan Davids is my guest, who's the producer and communications coordinator for the Institute of Justice and Reconciliation, and they have just produced The Dream, which is a short film acknowledging some of the challenges that the youth of South Africa face today and on Youth Month. Hello, Zyaan, and thank you for joining us.
Hello, Shadow. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. What are the youth dealing with? What are the challenges?
Shadow, we have various youth programs at the Institute for Justice and Reconciliation that addresses various aspects of youth life in South Africa. And of course, we know that education has been and remains a huge issue that the youth have to contend with, from basic education levels all the way through to tertiary and further education. But then also there's just so much baggage that the youth are carrying in a very psychological way. It affects the way that we deal with each other and the way that we grow this country. And so it's a lot. There's certainly, it's quite a bit that we try to cover in a very short period of time in the film, because the film itself is only 2 minutes.
We often hear about the baggage, psychological and otherwise. Can we unpack that a bit? Because, when people say baggage, we think, oh, okay, is it, because when we talk youth, what age group are we addressing here?
So what we find, particularly with our youth development program called the Ashley Krill Youth Leadership Development Program, what we find is that school-going youth, but then also school-leaving youth, that period between just after matric and trying for when the youth try to find their way and their own paths, either for careers or what they want to do with their lives, thinking about that more seriously, we realize that there's such a combination of being very aware of the challenges that we face, and then also those latent challenges that we don't necessarily put our finger on, but that we know is keeping us apart. And so in this film, for example, you have a young man who's meant to be around 17 or 18 years old, and he is healing. He comes from a very impoverished background. His life is challenged for a number of reasons. He doesn't have a family unit, a strong family unit. He struggles at school. And then he dreams about a better life. And it's really symbolic because we show a mountain in Cape Town. And it's meant to show that just on the other side of the mountain, there's a different quality of life happening. And so we don't really stop to think too much about all those symbolisms and all those tensions that we live with, moving through our daily life in Cape Town, in South Africa. There are very, very clear borders still keeping us apart in terms of geography. Yeah.
I just wonder it's Youth Month and it's coming to an end, and we've highlighted a lot of challenges that the youth are dealing with through the Dream and other projects that are going on around the country. And we've got all these results that have come from either research or conversations or dialogue of any kind going on. What are we doing to put all of that together and find solutions? Because we've highlighted the problem and we've found many problems, but is there a process, or is there a plan to kind of deal with these issues and make their lives better?
That's a wonderful question. At the Institute for Justice and Reconciliation, we have two legs. We have the transformation audit and the reconciliation barometer, which is part of this program. And that program really works to, as you've mentioned, really works to unpack some of the issues, to identify some of the challenges that the youth are contending with, whether it's family unit structures, whether it's education, and also potentials for improved lives as we grow old and we work towards improving ourselves. And then the Ashley Krill Youth Leadership Development Project at the Institute works more with the youth emotions, but really just building youth up to believe in themselves, to believe that they bring as much to the table as the counterparts of different races or backgrounds, or their counterparts, for example, who are more socioeconomically, they're able to, they're just better off. We really work to help youth unpack the fact that they have so much to offer and just make them sure of what they're bringing to the table. Because often I think, and particularly as young people, we sit with, we struggle with challenges and we struggle with personal emotions related to our social experiences. And we forget that there are so many other people who are experiencing very similar challenges. And it's just about making those connections, recognizing that you're not alone, recognizing that the South African experience, while a very unique one, we're still very much integrated and we're still very much dependent on the other for our experiences. And so as soon as we open ourselves up and ready ourselves to engage with the other and engage with a different perspective, that's really where connections are made and where youth very much feel far more capacitated to further engage the process of reconciliation.
You know, when we highlight all these challenges that the youth face, doesn't it pose a danger of overwhelming some young person listening who's probably in the same situation but was ready to kind of move on and think this is life? But the minute we highlight them, don't they just get overwhelmed and think, oh, I'm just going to sit down because this is just too much. Everybody else is experiencing the same thing, so I'm not unique. I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm just going to wait for somebody to give me results.
I think that, for example, let's take the university experience. It's so easy for us to say, once we get to university level, to say, okay, we are now in a racially integrated and diverse space where I can educate myself and I can have friends from different races and backgrounds. But the reality is that even if everybody is doing that, there are still many, many layers that we haven't sufficiently addressed. And so when you have people of different races or backgrounds coming together in a fairly unified space, the fact is that people are coming with very different life experiences, and that when you are in a classroom with people who from different backgrounds, you're not always starting from the same starting point. Some people have better educations coming into university. Some people have had a full meal for breakfast versus others who may have not afforded to eat for a while. And so I think that it's just about the level of connection we want to make for ourselves. And I don't think that anyone really wants a superficial connection. I think we're all striving to make those very strong connections. And the film, going back to the film again, this boy in the film, he sees another way of life. He knows it exists. He's seen it whether it's from friends or just driving past beautiful communities and schools. He knows it's there, and it doesn't change what he's not necessarily depressed about his own life on the outset, but the reality that we're not living more unified, more cohesively, I think it affects everybody on levels that either they're engaged with or they choose not to think about too in depth. But it doesn't make it go away.
Then, who sees the film, and what are you hoping it does? Start conversations?
Absolutely. We hope that it gets people thinking about the societies they live in, thinking about what connections mean and what disparities mean. Anybody can watch the film. It is on our website and also on YouTube, but it's easier to find from our website, and that's www.ijr.org.za. The film's called The Dream, and it's on our homepage.
Okay, so ijr.org.za.
That's right.
Fantastic. Thank you for talking to us. We had a bit of a bad line, but thank you, and we'll go and watch it. And I'll talk to you again, because I'd like to respond to it after seeing it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow. Find it on YouTube. It's called The Dream. Or visit it on the website, www.ijr.org.za.